Hello, everyone. Welcome. I am so excited to chat with you guys today. We are chatting all things HelloSavvy today. We're talking HelloSavvy as our new hiring platform. We're going to be talking about how you can really show off your profile to be unique. We're going to be talking about how you can start applying to job ops that are slowly starting to get posted on the site. We are just going to be talking about how you can really optimize this site as it slowly starts to grow. So I'm so excited that you guys are here today. We're going to just be chatting about everything. I am feeling super cozy today. I'm wearing my Love Thy Neighbor Convoy of Hope shirt. I don't know if you guys know this, but we actually partner with Convoy of Hope with the Virtual Savvy, and we give a percentage of our income to Convoy of Hope to help fund clean water projects. And it's something that I'm super passionate about. So I thought I'd wear some of their gear today in support. And it's just like a really cozy fall day. I don't know anybody else, but I'm just like feeling all the fall weather and it's making me so happy today. So I hope that you guys are doing too. What's one fall thing that you've already done this year? Please let me know in the comments because I want to steal your ideas. We actually, this Thursday, my husband and I have our 10-year anniversary. We've been married for 10 years, which is insane. I was like, I'm so sorry, babe, that I planned the launch of my brand new software on our 10-year anniversary. So we are going to later in the year go on a cruise to celebrate. But this year on Thursday, we're just going to go hiking. We're going to go just like be out in the beauty of nature and go hiking. And I'm so excited just to like enjoy fall. So hello from Texas, not feeling like fall yet. Yeah, I know you guys, you're still sweating down in Texas. Awesome. So now that you guys are all on here, let's go ahead and just start diving in. Now, for anybody who has not yet joined HelloSavvy, hellosavvy.com, this is where you want to be. This is our new freelancer marketplace. And so today what I want to share with you are just some tips. What we did on the platform, just so you guys are aware, is that we front loaded the platform with getting you guys on to make portfolios. So how many of you guys have an active portfolio on HelloSavvy already? Let me know in the comments. So for anybody who doesn't, make sure you go to hellosavvy.com, start creating your freelancer portfolio, because there's some ways that you can use that portfolio to go ahead and start landing new clients. Okay. And so we're going to be talking about how you can optimize that portfolio and really start using it once more jobs are posted on the site. Just an update on that. So we are this week opening it up to clients. So you guys are going to slowly start seeing more jobs. It's literally only been open for 1 day to clients. So don't stress. There's not a ton of jobs on there yet, but that's gonna pick up over time. So that's why I wanted to give you all, a full month free on the platform, so you can really start getting your portfolios ready for when there is a greater influx of jobs on the site. Okay, so I wanted just to point that out first of all. So here are some tips. Here's how you can actually go about landing some clients on HelloSavvy. Some of you guys are, let's see, I'm hello from Florida. I'm finishing mine now. Yes. I just signed up and created a profile. You can choose to list your services and skills instead of portfolio work. Yep. I have my portfolio. Let's start mine, made it visible. Still want to tweak it. Yeah, this is the time, guys. This is the time to be going in and actually tweaking those portfolios so they are ready. I know that I've gone through and I am, looking through the freelancer library. Like, I'm looking at you guys' portfolios and some of them are looking so freaking good. I'm so proud of each one of you guys. They are looking really, really good. I know some of you guys are still like, oh, I'm still kind of, looking out and seeing, like still kind of deciding what's going to go on it. Some of them still look, a little bit not basic, like in a bad way, but you just haven't fully filled it out yet, and that's okay. So let's go through and let's start talking about some of the things that you can do so that it is ready once there are more jobs posted on the site. So step number one is exactly what I just mentioned, is you want to actually have a completed portfolio. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's take a look. Let's just jump in and look at some portfolios. You guys want to do that? So here I am in HelloSavvy, right? And I go over to find a freelancer. This is where I'm seeing all of your beautiful faces. And so this is a place where I can go and I can actually start looking at some of the portfolios that you guys are creating. And we really are starting to see some of you create really robust profiles. I'm going to look at Christy right here. I don't know if you're on live with us, but Christy, you can see here, she has her headline. Right? She has all of her categories, industry, skills, her personality, all of that is filled out. So we do have reviews turned on now. I know that like nobody's reviews are going to be live on the site yet until you start working with clients. So if you're a pro freelancer, you can delete this section for now, or you can just move it to the very bottom because everybody has 0 reviews. So nobody stress about that right now. And then you have your portfolio section, right? And I'm really seeing some awesome creativity start to happen inside of these portfolio sections. So way to go on that. Again, right now it has the ability for like a 400 by 300 picture. So I've seen so many of you guys start to really just show your creativity off in these spaces. I've even seen, people getting ideas of like, one of the ideas that you guys have given us is like, it'd be cool to upload like our own testimonies, right? Like if I have a testimonial from somebody, well, I've seen where some people are even doing that, where like you'll put like the picture of the person here and then their name and their testimonial, and you can label this as like a testimony section. So I'm seeing more and more creativity inside of these. So that's one of my first tips is to have a completed profile. A completed profile means that you are able to put in your headlines, you're able to put in your pricing, right? I love this how I work section. This is, hey, these are the steps it actually takes to work with me. Now, if you guys aren't seeing these options at the bottom, and I'll go over to actually where I'm creating a portfolio. One second, I'll go over to my dashboard, my freelancer portfolio. So this is this is just a mock portfolio that I've been creating, just as an example. But if you go over and you're not seeing at the very bottom this add section button, that's probably because you're listed under a basic user. So I would say, definitely go pro if you're wanting some of these advanced features like the headline, the how I work section, the pricing, reviews, portfolio, the ability to add a video, because each one of these is going to make your profile that much more complete. So the more that you can put in your portfolio, the better. Okay, so that's step number 1, is just to have a complete and robust portfolio. Step number 2 on how to actually use HelloSavvy to land clients is going to be video. So one of the things that we wanted to integrate into this system is the ability to put video not only in your portfolio, but to apply to jobs with video as well. So again, I can add a video, which I've seen so many of you guys start to do. I have like a meet me section here, and I can say, you could record a Loom video, you could record, you will have to this has to be a Vimeo or a YouTube link right now. We're hoping in the future to be able to have, to support other formats, but right now it's just YouTube or Vimeo. But you can record a video. It could be a screen share. It could be like just a video that you record with your phone, right? And then upload it to YouTube and drop the link in there. But anything that really shows off you and your personality is going to be a major, major plus. And I believe that video is an awesome way to do that. So you can put a video not only in your portfolio, but I will say this too. Let me just make sure my portfolio is on. Okay. That's a little pro tip. Make sure your portfolio is published, right? If your portfolio is not published, it's not going to show up in the job search library. But since I do have a published portfolio here, I'm going to go over to some jobs. And again, there's only a few jobs posted on the site. There will be more coming. Don't worry. But if I look at one of these jobs and there is an apply button, right? So I can read the job, and that's, that's one of the things that I will say I'm loving about the way that we do jobs, is that you can read about the job, you can read what their budget is, the hours, the project length, the tools that they need, the skills. But then down here, make sure that you're reading this, right? Like you want to look at their company mission and values. And if if it's not something that you feel like you're going to align with, then that might not be a good job with you, right? And so that's why we really strategically made sure that clients have to put in their company mission and values before they can post a job on the site. Okay, so now that I've seen, yes, okay, I want to apply to this job, that second tip of including video when applying, this is where you're going to do that. Okay, so you're going to write, why would you be a great candidate? So I would type something here. I'm not going to actually do it, but why would I be a good fit for this role? Make sure you write that in. So these are the questions that she's selected, right? And then this is where it's going to happen. Okay. So this record yourself, record a brief 30-second introduction. So what I can actually do is hit record and record video. And then I can actually record a video of myself, and I can say individually to this business owner, this is why I would be a great fit for this position. This is, here are the things that I admire about your company. And this is just a really great opportunity to show value first, right? And so value first, if you guys haven't heard that term before, it's one of the main things that we teach inside of the Savvy system actually, is how do you do something that's going to make you go above and beyond, right? We currently have like I think 1,200 individuals on our platform, and over the next few months, we're going to get more and more and more and more jobs. But at the end of the day, there's still going to be some sense of competition, right? There's never going to be every one job for every one business owner, or for every one freelancer. There's not going to be one job. It's not going to be a 1-to-1 ratio. There is still going to be competition, right? So how do you make yourself stand out among the competition? It's through value first. And so I think that a video is a really great way to show value first, right? I'll never forget when some of you guys know Rachel. She's our senior director of product, and she's been with us for years and years and years and years. Well, when she actually applied to the Virtual Savvy, she submitted a video, and she had come up with this whole thing where she had like a Mary Poppins bag, and she was literally like going through and saying like, pulling things out of her bag that were skills that she had, and ways that she would benefit the company, right? And it was just like a really fun and creative way to see her personality. And I still remember it. I mean, how many years later, like 5, maybe 4 or 5 years later that she's been with us, and I still remember it so distinctly because she made it unique. So what is something that you could do to make yourself stand out and be unique? You can show that not only in a video, but you can show that, you guys see there's upload and attachment. So whenever you're applying to a job op, we wanted to include, and this is for basic or pro users, the ability to upload an attachment. So if you see, let's see here, this person is looking for a program coordinator, someone who's experienced, confident. Let's see, a program administrative and project tasks within our company. Okay, so like I would probably, if it were me and I was looking at this job and it's like, okay, a program coordinator that's virtual and remote, I'd look up some things about their company, and I would submit some ideas like, hey, as a program coordinator, I think that, after looking at what you've got going on, I think that maybe here are some steps that we could use to increase enrollments in your program. Even if they don't use your ideas, guys, it's still something. It's a way to put value first, right? It's the old, like, if you see a Pinterest manager job, and this is on HelloSavvy, on any other platform, in our VA Savvies group, if you see a Pinterest manager job, right, what do you want to do? You don't want to just say, hey, I'm attaching my PDF portfolio. You want to create a couple of unique pins that you could give to that person, like, hey, Ignite Faith Media, here are some pins that I made just for you if this was a Pinterest manager job, right? So that's what value first is. And so I will say, like, that value first mentality is really, really going to benefit you whenever you're not only on HelloSavvy, but on any type of hiring platform, okay? So tips so far: have a completed profile, include video in your portfolio and when applying, and then show value first. You want to do something to make yourself stand out, go above and beyond, right? So another pro tip for you guys, and this is something that you can go ahead and start doing. In fact, I highly recommend it, is to share your portfolio outside of the platform. So, and you might not know this already, so let me just go ahead and share it with you really quick. So if I'm going to my freelancer portfolio, there's this share portfolio setting. I can copy this link and I can share this with outside people. So I can attach it in an email. I can post it in a Facebook group. I can, include it on my email signature. You guys can be sharing your portfolio with the outside world so that it's getting more and more exposure. And so I definitely recommend that you do that. Share your portfolio outside the platform. Even someone who's not logged into the platform is going to be able to see this. Okay. They're going to be able to see your portfolio. So it can almost act like a little website for you when you're applying to jobs and make someone go, oh, like, hey, if you see a job posted in a Facebook group, try attaching your HelloSavvy portfolio because that's something that's going to make you stand out, right? And that's what we're all about. If you're putting that much work and energy into making this look awesome, then let's go ahead and be sharing it with people as well. And then the last tip that I have is just to communicate promptly and follow up, right? So if you submit a job op, most of the jobs on the site are going to be listed for like 2 weeks at a time, unless if the person closes it down sooner. But you can go ahead and send them a message as well, right? Like you can message that client, you can follow up with them and say, hey, is there anything else that you need from me? You can and follow up with additional added value, right? Like, oh, I actually last night I had another idea of how we could increase your Pinterest growth, right? And so I think that communication is really, really key. And again, this is one of those tips that flows into any kind of job that you're trying to get, whether it's on HelloSavvy, another platform, inside of a Facebook group. You want to be communicative. So not only reaching out to them, following up with them, but if they respond to you guys, make sure that you are responding back quickly. Okay. And it's crazy. Like all the people that I've talked to and all the hiring that we've done and all the people that we've helped over time hire, communication is one of the top things that clients complain about. They say, I had a VA and she was awesome. And then she just dropped off the planet. Like I couldn't hear from her. And it was like, I would go days and wouldn't hear anything and wouldn't be able to reach her. And I have heard that time and time again. And that's why obviously set boundaries. You don't need to respond to an email as soon as it's sent to you. But but making sure, I would always say, hey, I have a 24-hour response time on all emails. And so you want to, within 24 hours, be actually getting back to the people. Okay. So that would be my recommendation. Some of the ways that you can really not only use this platform, but get on other platforms as well, be inside of our Savvies group, posting, responding to job opportunities. You want to have a completed profile, include video in your portfolio, show value first, share your portfolio outside the platform, and communicate promptly and follow up, follow up, follow up, follow up. I cannot tell you how many times, and again, this is not HelloSavvy specific, but how many times that I would go to a networking meeting, right? And I would get business cards and I would come back home and what would I do? I would follow up. I would email each person and then some of them would email back, some of them wouldn't. So I'd make a note in my calendar 1 week later, I'm going to follow up again. Maybe 10 days later, I'm going to follow up again. And there would be times, it would be on a third or a fourth follow-up that somebody would respond back, say, oh, yes, I've been meaning to get in touch with you. Life is crazy. It's proving to be more and more that I need a VA. So never, never, never be afraid of the follow-up. Okay, guys, because sometimes that is where your client is waiting for you in the follow-up. Okay. So if you haven't already joined HelloSavvy, like I mentioned earlier, you want to go to hellosavvy.com. You want to start making that portfolio so that you are ready when more jobs are being posted on the site. It just opened to clients yesterday, so those will be coming soon. But let's do this. Let's do a little bit of a Q&A time. What questions do you guys have, whether about HelloSavvy, on getting clients, on anything related to the VA world? Let's chat. What questions do you have for me that I can be answering for you? I'm going to run over to the chat real quick here. Sorry, I put my camera like over here and I still need to put it back to like the center because I feel like I'm like looking over here. Okay, let's see here. So some people are asking, do I have to pay $12 for a non-pro account? So our different plans are $12 for basic and $24 a month for pro. But right now, most of you guys are probably on the free plan, right? So we gave you guys that free trial access. So if you're on the free trial access, then you can switch your plan without having to pay anymore. It will just be under that free trial. And then after the 30 days, that's when you can decide if you want to be pro or basic. Okay. Let's see. Some of you, I have mine up. I want to play with it more. Yeah, get in there, play with portfolios. Are you giving feedback on portfolios? Great question. So we are still doing our portfolio workshops. So if you haven't attended one yet, you can go to hellosavvy.com/portfolio workshop. That's where you can actually share your portfolio and we will give you live feedback on your portfolio. So attend a workshop. We're going to keep those going because they've been so popular and we're learning a lot from it too. So we're going to keep these portfolio workshops going. So make sure you sign up for one of those. It's also going to send you to a replay of a portfolio workshop. So if maybe you've missed one of our live streams about how to create a really awesome portfolio, you can go to hellosavvy.com/portfolio workshop and we can share with you how to do that. Okay. Awesome. Are all the example job postings removed at this point? Yeah. So there shouldn't be any more others that are test. Any job postings that were test ones had the word test in them. Okay. So I know some of you guys like came and applied to the test. I was like, I think they're just applying to like test the applying process. So I was like, it's fine. But yeah, those should have all been removed by now. So good questions. And yes, clients can be reaching out on the platform even if they don't have a job posting. But we're hoping to get more job postings on here really, really soon. Yep, and you can be outside the US. Great question, Natalie. You do not have to be in the United States in order to use the platform. Let's see. Oh, I want to sign up to hire subcontractors. Sharon, that's amazing. I'm so excited for you. So yeah, that's one of the benefits too of being a pro user is that you actually can have a portfolio on the site and use it to clients. So let me share my screen with you again really quickly. So I am logged in right now as a pro user. So under my dashboard, I have my freelancer portfolio, but I also have a client portfolio, right? So I can, as long as I fill out my company mission, values, and culture, then I will be able to actually post a job opportunity on the site. See, it's not working right now because I don't have that all filled out. But if I did have that all filled out, then as a freelancer, I could post jobs on the site as well. And that's, you'll just go to, go to my client portfolio. Once that's filled out, you can post a job opportunity as a pro freelancer as well, which is pretty cool. Great questions here. Let's see. So yeah, there's only a few jobs listed on there. We literally just opened it up yesterday. So we have some partners that are gonna be starting to send people to the platform here soon. Where am I able to sign up? HelloSavvy.com is where you actually sign up. Let's see. When you increase your prices, how do you communicate that to your current clients without losing a client? Okay, so this is a non-HelloSavvy question. Let me remove this because that's a great question that we'll just do a little Q&A time for. So what I would, I have a method for raising prices. Okay, so let's just talk about how to raise prices in general. So when it comes to raising your prices, there is one thing, and it's like what nobody wants to say, but I have to say it. The reality is that you always risk losing a client when you raise your prices. That doesn't mean you shouldn't do it, right? It just means that the timeliness of raising your prices needs to be strategic. So what I normally recommend people do is when you're first starting in your VA business that you start at a certain rate. So let's say you start at $27 an hour. get your first client at $27 an hour, and then go ahead and raise your prices, not for that first client, but for your second client, right? So if you get your first client at 27, get your second at 30, get your third at 32, right? So you can literally be incrementally raising your prices with every new client. But what do you do when you're like, okay, now I have 5 clients. I have clients for $40 an hour and I'm still working with this client for $27 an hour. Like, I don't want to be doing that anymore, right? So that's when you go back and you can start retroactively raising those other individuals' prices as well. So my theory is that unless if you're like really ready and you're just like, I'm okay to completely let go of this client, I normally don't recommend raising prices for somebody that you've been working with until you've been working with them for 3, maybe 4 months, right? It's really hard if you're just from a client perspective, if you've been working with a client, with a freelancer, you sign on with them, you're all ready, and then like 3 weeks later, they're like, hey, I'm raising my prices. Well, there's like some whiplash with that, right? So that's why I usually say 3 or 4 months. Now, even at that point, somebody paying you $27 an hour might not be ready to pay you $40 an hour. That's okay, right? But there is a little bit of a risk in saying, okay, I'm going to move to $40 an hour, knowing that I may lose this client, but I have these other clients in place that I know now I can go out and get another client that's $40 an hour. So that's my recommendation, is to, number one, wait until you've really been working with a client for 3 or 4 months before you even do raise prices. And then when you do, go in with the mindset that like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to no matter what happens. Because if you know, like, I'm working for $27 an hour, even though my rate is $40 an hour, even if I lose this client, I know and I have enough confidence I can go out and get another one, right? Or maybe you go out and get another $40 an hour client, and then that's when you say, hey, I'm going to now announce my price increase. And if this person goes, that's cool. If they stay, ooh, I have a little bit too much work, right? Maybe your workload's a little too full, but now you at least have everyone at $40 an hour, so you can start maybe subcontracting, right? And so that's kind of the idea behind when to raise prices. I hope that's helpful. Let's see. Is there a recommendation on how many Facebook groups we should be a part of to market? I feel a little overwhelmed trying to keep up. Yeah, I understand that for sure. So what I normally recommend is at the beginning, if Facebook groups is one of your key marketing methods, in the beginning, go ahead and choose to be a part of quite a few. I'm saying like 10 to 15, right? In the very beginning. Within a week or two, you want to narrow that down to your top 3, maybe 4 core groups. So I wouldn't be a part of a ton of groups. I would do like a 2-week testing period and say which groups are having the most job ops posted, which groups am I standing out the most. You might be a part of a group with 80,000 people that has jobs posted almost every day, but there's tons of competition. Whereas if you, let's say you're a virtual assistant for authors and you join this small author group with only 8,000 people in it, right? And jobs only get posted once every 2 weeks, but you're like able to really be a resounding voice and be super helpful and be like the person that stands out. So it's going to take some testing to see which kind of group is going to be best for you, for your niche, what you really want to be accomplishing, right? So my recommendation is don't, because yeah, it can get really, really overwhelming to be a part of too many groups. Do a nice little group purge, go through and say, which ones am I not really using? Which ones do I want to be my 3 to 4 strategic key groups that I'm consistently showing up in, showing value, applying to job opportunities, doing value first, right? That's what we need to be focusing on. Is there a way to delete cards out of the portfolio block? So we're back to talking about HelloSavvy. So there is not, but it is coming very, very soon. So when you go to Freelancer Portfolio, inside of your portfolio right now, if I click on one of these, I can't actually delete it. That change is coming with this next development push where you will be able to delete a card. What you can do in the meantime is that you can replace it. So I could upload a different picture. I could put in different title and description and category. I can change everything, but I can't at the moment delete the card. That is one of the very next changes that is coming through the pipeline. So in the meantime, I would just update it to other things that you're okay being in your portfolio, knowing that within the next week or so, you will be able to delete portfolio cards. Let's see here. What other questions do we have? You guys are asking such awesome questions. I don't know if I actually agree with this. I think that people say they're looking for an experienced VA. When somebody says they're looking for an experienced VA, what they really want is someone reliable. I'm totally serious. I have found that, especially when I was new in my VA business, um, that I would compete against people who had been in the business longer, but still was able to sign them onto me. Not because I said, hey, I have 2 years experience, but because I showed value first, because I was super communicative, because I was forward thinking and I really connected with them on a discovery call, right? And I would say that those things are more valuable than experience. I really, really do. And so it comes down to, how do you sell yourself well on a discovery call? It comes down to, how do you communicate and present yourself? How do you show value first so that they say, oh, this person has 3 years experience, but look at all this value that this other person did, right? Like, and that's what you're wanting. And so value first, I'm telling you, it does not fail. It is the absolute best way to get noticed in your business. Um, how do most people accept forms of payment for their services? Great question. And I know that we've done some live streams on this before about different ways to actually accept payment as a VA. Some of the best ways that I think are to use a project management tool like Dubsado or Honeybook. They have invoicing built in, which I'm a huge fan of both of those. If you haven't tried those, go ahead and test them out. Again, Dubsado, Honeybook are two of my favorites. Another one is just Wave, WAVE, Wave apps. So Wave is an invoicing software as well. It doesn't have all the other bells and whistles. It's literally just invoicing. But I think that it's really great because you can set up reoccurring invoices and you can say, I mean, you can do this on Honeybook and Dubsado too, but it has it has like contracts and client management and project management, whereas Wave is just invoices, and you can set up those reoccurring invoices. So I can say, okay, client, you're going to be billed on the first of every month, $300, right? And you can set it up to be reoccurring. There are people who will do PayPal or other forms of invoices as well. I've just found that those aren't as intuitive and it's just a little trickier on the tax end. So I would stick with Wave apps and with Dubsado or Honeybook as my top options. FreshBooks is another one. Some people like FreshBooks. I don't know if you guys use another one that maybe I haven't listed. Go ahead and drop it below if so. Oh, this is a great question. So this is back to HelloSavvy. How important is it to put a professional picture? So I will say, I do feel like that picture matters, but it doesn't mean that you have to go out and get professional pictures done. Like, it's amazing what you can do just standing in front of a window, taking a good selfie. The key, and you can research blogs on this, like how to take an amazing photo with your iPhone or whatever camera you have. And I will say that I have gotten some of the best pictures. Literally, like, lighting is usually the key thing. So if you have good lighting, and most of the time it's just standing in front of a window is the best way to do it, right? Like, the window's here, here's your camera, you take it this way, okay? You don't want the window back here. So like where I'm at right now. So definitely have really, really good lighting and start there. And then, at some point, maybe you'll want to have a friend who you say, hey, let's go out and just take pictures of each other. And I would say that that would be my recommendation is to try to get one. Try to, even if it's just your own camera, to do that. Let's see. Yay. You guys, I have so many good questions here. Oh, this is an exciting one, Miranda. Um, A VA world question, going to my first in-person networking event. Yay, that's so exciting. Local chambers of commerce, advice for someone who's socially awkward. Well, number one, I'm just going to go ahead and put it out there. Most of the other people at the Chamber of Commerce are going to be socially awkward as well, so don't stress. You will be in good company. I'm totally serious too. I've met some really amazing people at our local chamber. So I will say, the biggest thing, one, like, just kudos for actually getting out there and doing a live networking event. I think it is the best way to get connections, to start really getting, like, just to getting used to being a VA, right? And getting used to, like, getting some boldness. Like, we talk all the time here in the Virtual Savvy about be bold, but what does it really mean to be bold? And it means stretching yourself outside of your comfort zone and doing something that you know is going to further your business, even when it's scary. And that's what you're doing. So kudos, number one. Number two, I would really just go prepared with some questions that you're going to ask other people. The thing is, people do like to talk about themselves, especially in a chamber event, because everyone there is pretty much like a business owner. And so, if you spend most of your time just talking about them, right? Like, just asking them questions. Oh, tell me about your business. How long have you been doing this? What do you love about what you do? Have you faced any challenges post pandemic with that type of business? Like, going ahead and having some questions prepared that you're going to ask other people, just to get them talking, right? Now, at a certain point, someone will probably come back to you and ask about your business. So have a little elevator pitch ready, but if they don't ask any follow-up questions, then it's like, be ready for more questions to ask them, right? So that is my top recommendation, is don't really stress too much about, like, what am I going to say? What am I going to do? All of this, like put the focus outward, and it's going to help you so, so, so much more. And my other piece of advice is definitely just don't forget to grab business cards. Like, anyone who has a business card there, and if you don't have one, that's okay. Like, it is more important to get the business cards than to even give them out, because most of those people aren't going to follow up. You want to be the person doing the follow up, right? So be collecting business cards from other people, so that, like we were talking about earlier, you can do that follow up, do that follow up, do that follow up. Let's see. Oh, here's another HelloSavvy question. Can you save the portfolio you created on HelloSavvy and share with clients outside the platform? Yes, you 100% can. So again, once your portfolio is actually published, you want to make sure it's published, or this link is not going to work. But once you have a published portfolio, you can go to share portfolio, and this link right here, you can share with outside sources. So now I have my portfolio link. I can drop that in my email, in my Instagram. I can be sharing it with other people, like on Facebook groups. So yes, 100%, you can save and share your portfolio outside of the platform. Let's see, not related, but what are you using for Facebook Live? Yeah, so we use StreamYard for Facebook Live. I've been using it about a year now, and I'm pretty happy with it. I like it. Did you say the portfolio area was 400 by 400? It's 400 by 300 actually, and we have some templates. So if you email us info@hellosavvy.com, we actually have some templates to help making your portfolio images the right size. So you can email us and we can give you those as well. Great question. Does HelloSavvy require commission paid if a job is obtained from the site? No, it does not. So that is actually one of the things that we heard from you guys, a resounding, like, we don't want you to take a percentage of our invoice. We don't want to have to pay for credits, or anything like that to be able to apply to more jobs. So with HelloSavvy, it is just one monthly fee, low cost monthly fee. And you can just plan that into your monthly reoccurring expenses, right? And we won't take a percentage of the job fee. You're not going to ever have to apply for more credits. You can apply for unlimited jobs with that. Okay. Great questions. Awesome. So someone was asking about adding certificates. So we currently have a glitch with adding new certificates, which is why yours has not been posted yet, Evelyn. We're hoping with this next push that is going to be resolved. So if you've requested a new certificate be added, we still have it. We're still holding off on it. And we're hoping to get those up really, really soon. Let's see. So many good questions. Let's see. Okay, here's a non-Hello Savvy question. So let me just, I'll drop this down real quick. If a prospective client asks, how do you clock hours? What would you say? Great question. So Hazel, it really depends on you and your business model. Do you want to do hourly packages or not? So if you decide, hey, I want to sell hourly packages, then I would suggest using a time tracking tool. There's so many out there. Toggle is one that I recommend a lot. Toggl. Toggle is a free time tracking tool, and so you can actually track your time. You can send these like really beautiful reports um, to your clients, and so you can say, "Hey, here's where my time was spent this past week." If that's the way that you choose to do business. You don't have to do business that way though, right? So I think that general admin virtual assistants works really good on an hourly model, right? I think that until you have like a specialized service, it's a little difficult to break out of that hourly. But if you want to break out of hourly, that's where you can go to more package based pricing. So essentially, you have to have some kind of deliverable instead of the hours, though, right? You can't just be like, okay, you're paying me $300 and know that I'm working, right? Like you have to have deliverables that you're getting them. So for instance, like a Pinterest manager, right, would say, I'm going to charge you $4.99 a month and you'll get this many pins, you'll get this, you'll get a report, you know what you're getting on the back end, right? I don't know how many hours they're working, but I can see the results. I'm getting measurables, I'm getting reports. Same with a web design, right? I don't know how long a web designer is spending on my website, but they say, hey, it's $5,000 for a website and they give me these pages, it's this process, here's our system, here's what we're doing this week in order to get you deliverable by this date, right? And so you have to have some kind of a deliverable. So if it's hours, I would use a tool like Toggle, or if it's something else, then just make sure, okay, what is the actual deliverable that I'm giving them? And just let them know, I actually don't track hours. Here's what I do instead. You're going to get these deliverables on these dates, okay? Um, Pam asks, do virtual assistants need a degree? You definitely, definitely, definitely do not need a degree to be a VA. I'm actually very passionate about that. I have degrees, but I am so if you don't need a degree, please don't go spend so much freaking money on college. I'm telling my kids even now, they're like ages 6 and 8. I'm like, you can go to college or you don't have to go to college. It's okay. Either way, whatever you choose. Now, if you're going to be like a lawyer or a surgeon or something, please go to college. But you definitely do not need to be in college to be a virtual assistant. So don't let anyone tell you that you need any special certificate or degree or anything. You do not. You can start with the skills that you already have. Let's see. Is there a minimum hourly pay? So on HelloSavvy, we are doing a minimum of $10 an hour. Again, that's not us saying that $10 an hour is great. If you don't want to work for that price, don't apply for jobs that are $10 an hour. But it's just kind of like, let's at least put a cutoff point because we did not want to be one of those sites that just posts $3 and $5 an hour jobs. Let's see here. Good questions coming in, you guys. Could Scrum Master certificate be added? So, like I said, you guys actually right now, if you have, so under portfolio in your freelancer portfolio on HelloSavvy, if you go down to the bottom, there's these certifications. If you don't see one listed here that you want, go ahead and request it to be added. Now, like I mentioned, we're having a little bit of a glitch adding them. They're all in there. We see all of your requests, but we can't physically add it yet. So we're hoping with this next push that we'll be able to add them. But go ahead and request it because they're all going to come all at once. Because once we can add them, we can go boom, 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 and add them all at once. So yes, you can definitely requested that more certificates be added. Let's see. And if anybody wants to watch this live stream or any of our other live streams, guys, we have so much free content over on YouTube. Like all of these live streams always get put on YouTube. So go subscribe to our channel. It's youtube.com/Abby Ashley. I don't know if someone on my team might be able to drop it in the comments, but youtube.com/Abby Ashley. And I've literally have hundreds of videos on how to start a business, how to build a portfolio, how to choose your pricing, I mean, everything. You can definitely get lost over on our YouTube channel. So this live stream, as well as every other live stream that we do on Tuesdays, is over on our YouTube channel. Great questions. Awesome. All right, you guys. Well, thank you so much. I know that I didn't get to every single question. I do have to jump off here, but if you have questions specifically for our team, for our HelloSavvy team, go ahead and email us at info@hellosavvy.com if you have specific questions about your profile, how to add things, whatever. If you're experiencing some kind of a glitch, again, it's a new platform, but we are working through the kinks. If you have questions about HelloSavvy, email us there. And then if you have questions about virtual assistants in general, guys, make sure that you're posting in our group. I think that that is one of the best resources for you, is just to go inside of our Virtual Assistant Savvies group, which now has 100,000 members, you guys. Can you believe it? I can't believe we finally hit 100,000 members in that group. So amazing. But post your question there. Our team is there. We're actually doing a whole new batch of ambassadors. So we're going to have 20, I think, this time, ambassadors that are in there answering questions as well. So it's one of the best places to get feedback on your new business. Thank you guys so much again. I hope that you have an awesome rest of the day. Bye.